Welcome back, everyone. Your portfolio is one of the most important things you can have as an artist, especially if you're trying to find work in the art industry. It is the end all be all, the determining factor if you're going to get hired or not. In fact, 99.999% of your clients won't even ask for a resume, they go straight for a portfolio. And you know what? I've seen a lot of portfolios in my days, and I gotta tell you, a lot of them are pretty bad. And they're not bad because of the quality of their art, although that is also very important. They're bad because they're cluttered, unorganized, and worst of all, they kind of lie sometimes. I'll get more into that in just a little bit. So today, I'm going to give you 6 quick tips to help you build a better portfolio. And at the end of this, I'll even show you my first ever portfolio. Yep, I kept my thick post-high school portfolio. It's crazy. Okay, so first tip, only put relevant work. I'm just going to use myself as an example here. I'm a mangaka, and if I'm trying to find work that's related to manga, and my portfolio looks like this, from a client's perspective, I would just dismiss this portfolio. This portfolio is irrelevant to the project. And clearly, the artist who sent me this is just, it's not even interested in reading the project brief, and it's clearly wasting my time. Do not put things on your portfolio that are irrelevant to the project. If you're a book cover artist, only put book cover artwork. Make 10 to 20 of your best cover art designs and nothing else. Don't put any logo design or any animations on there. Those things are nice to know after the fact, but while you're applying for the job, it might just hurt your chances. And speaking of clutter, number 2, unclutter your portfolio. Like I said before, only put 10 to 20 of your best work on there and don't put any more than that. It might just overwhelm your client if you have like 50 of your work there, right? Don't be afraid to get rid of work that doesn't belong there. And yes, you can definitely make other portfolios for other project types if you're a multifaceted artist. Hey guys, just a quick side note. I actually released my first ever one-shot, The Final Fortress, and Suacious Manga 1 Plus. If you are interested in, reading my manga, please go ahead and read that over there. The link is in the description down below. While you're on there, also like and subscribe to the channel so we can help the community grow. Number 3, do not put anybody else's work in your portfolio. I actually feel very strongly about this because this is actually very, very common. I often get portfolios that has work that doesn't really belong to them. How do I know? Well, let me tell you a story. Not too long ago, I had a person send me their portfolio, and I noticed that one of the files on there was an animation for The Legend of Hay. And so I asked him what this was all about, and I was thinking that there's absolutely no way in the world that the legendary animators for Legend of Hay is applying for a job with me, right? It's kind of, dubious. So of course I did a bit of research and found out who the animators were. As expected, the information did not match who he claimed to be, and long story short, I kind of caught him lying because he was claiming that the animation for The Legend of Hay was done by him and his team. Even if that was true, I still would not recommend you put your team's work on there because your client is not hiring a group. Unless that is the case, then yeah, by all means. Do not scan your client, guys. You're not going to have long of a career after that. That's the golden rule, okay? Another reason why I know is because the inconsistency of the quality of work in your portfolio. One moment I'm looking at a beginner's artwork, and then the next moment I'm looking at a painting that looks like it was done by Frank Frazetta. You can't just go from 0 to 100 and every single painting. Clearly one of those things are not yours, okay? And I'm sorry guys, I feel very strongly about this because this is actually very common. And side note here, I know I sound like I'm being very negative towards these portfolios, but in the art industry, you gotta give harsh feedback sometimes, okay? You gotta be brutally honest for people to improve and just look at what the reality is. And that's another thing, okay? You have to be able to take in feedback no matter how bad it is. Okay, so on to number 4. Put sketches and annotations on some of your work. Now, this is a case-to-case basis, but I found that most clients really appreciate looking at your process. Looking at your sketches tells me more about what's in your mind than a finished painting. And especially if you're working on a design project, annotations and sketches helps clients look at your mind more. That sounds pretty creepy, but it's true. Number 5, print your portfolio or keep an offline copy on your phone. Now, there are websites out there that are specifically catered to showcasing your portfolio, and those are great too. But for me, I like to print them out or keep an offline copy on my phone for a just-in-case moment, okay? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using those websites at all, by all means use them. Those are really great. But what I am saying is sometimes you just lose internet for no reason out there. And if you're in an event and you're trying to get your portfolio reviewed by another artist or a client, and then the internet just kind of shuts down, then it's going to be very inconvenient for your reviewer to actually see your portfolio. So it's just good practice. I'm in the Philippines, guys. This is a very common thing. And lastly, number 6, always update your portfolio. If you have new work, don't be afraid to throw out older work that doesn't stand out as much anymore. This way, your portfolio stays fresh. And that's another thing, guys. I would encourage all of you out there to push yourself to your limits, okay? Paint something that will take you days, even weeks, and then put that in your portfolio. Do that a couple more times, and I promise you, you will find a client out there that is willing to hire you for the quality of work that you do. And as a bonus, here, I'll show you my first portfolio ever. This was way back in 2007, where the internet wasn't as prominent and there weren't any smartphones at all to, keep track with this. So we had to carry these big old suitcase type portfolio. This thing was very heavy. So in high school, we were taught to use different kind of mediums, and this is what this portfolio is all about. And you see me use mediums like pastel, inks, pens, crayons, stuff like that, right? Besides actually doing art, we also did these research types of paper where we try and study other artists such as Banksy and Frank Frazetta, people like those, right? The old masters. And take a look at this. I even found this old script of mine that I wrote a very long time ago. It's actually very fun reminiscing about my old drawings, and it kind of triggered a lot of memories for me. And this is one of the reasons why I love drawing and art in general, is because they actually trigger a memory. I think I'm not alone with this, but every time I see an old artwork, I remember what I was doing that day. And you see me put my prints here side by side with my old drawings. And you know what? This is like 20 years worth of progress, right? I think it's like amazing to look at least from my perspective. Anyways, that's all for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and see first to catch my next video. Bye-bye.